Would you all please rise for the pledge?
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like everybody to know that the quorum is present. Andy is missing at this point.
He's missing?
Well, he's not here. We can assume that probably Cindy knows where he's at.
Probably cooking prime rib.
All right, is there any public comment?
Yeah.
To five minutes.
5 minutes?
Yep.
I was reading in the paper about discussions on the housing authority, and one of the board members was quoting and saying, we're not the ones that appoint. We just approve whatever the housing authority gives us, and I would like to say that that's wrong. The county presiding officer of the county board recommends a name with approval of the board. That's how they get on the housing authority. So you absolutely have the power to decline voting for whoever the chairman decides to put forth. Just wanted to clear that up.
Thank you, John.
Well, it's something that.
Now, some boards
Right.
will recommend,
Right.
but it's up to the chairman whether he puts forth the names.
So how many years ago did we vote, I wasn't on the board, I guess, when they put those people on, right? I didn't realize we had to do this.
Yeah,
They
we've
brought
been
those
putting,
up.
I've appointed,
The entire
what,
board's
Augie,
been-
3? Since
least.
I've been chairman.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if you have a vacancy, put it out in the paper, say, we got a vacancy, anybody want to apply?
Their board submits a name or two or three, however many vacancies, and then the board approves
I
it.
don't remember.
Same thing with drainage
We have the
districts
right
and
to
some of
say
the fire
yea or nay.
protection
I mean,
districts.
that's
Yeah.
Districts,
Right.
gentlemen, they will recommend through their attorney lots of times who they would like to see on the board. Doesn't mean that we have to do that, but
Yeah, well, in my experience, that's how they become clannish and start moving down the wrong road and not making.
When's the last time we voted to put somebody on?
this spring, we,
That's
few
what I
months ago.
remember.
yeah,
Okay.
And no, I don't want to be on that board.
okay.
And it's kind of like the drainage districts. The flip side is they know the people that may be interested, and you know it's up to us to do due diligence to check them out. But
Similar to the airport advisory committee, we do
yeah,
the same kind of thing.
Did you have anything else?
No, is the fuel pump working at the airport, the credit card thing?
Yeah, yep.
All right.
Glad to hear that next time I fly.
Which one? Would be-
Well, if you eat
I
a,
got a credit card.
if you eat another one of these, you'll never make it
I've
off
had-
the ground.
I've had my share.
Did you have anything you wish to express?
No, sir, unless there's questions for me. Anything
No.
else is good.
There were a lot of questions.
I would entertain a motion that we go into the closed session for the purposes of pending litigation and personnel/union issues. I think, is that,
I don't know.
yeah, I think, is that all right, Augie? We have to discuss
Your state's attorney's right there.
I'm sorry. Is that okay, the way I put that?
No idea if you have actual facts that support that, sir.
Yes, I just made the word, yes, we have
Yes,
that.
no. Don't give me that lawyerese, yes or no.
Yes, we have a union issue to discuss, and we have a personnel issue. An individual, not a class of employee.
There you go, I was waiting on that one.
Okay? Is there a motion for that?
Second,
You moved, Derek, and Carl seconds.
I said second before he did.
He went like this. I should have given him the motion, all right?
Let's figure
All
this
these things
out.
fall apart quick.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
Let's figure this
We're
out.
gonna, okay.
Okay.
We're back in open session. We're still working on some of the suggestions on wind farms. Hopefully we'll have something to you to study here soon that you can take a look at. We have talked to the companies that are interested in wind farm, and nobody's in immediate need of applying for or doing anything with an application. So that is not an issue right now. So the first 2 months of the year, we'll try to make sure that you all get the ordinance, if you don't already have it, make sure you have it, and any suggestions that we're working on. And that will give you an opportunity to explore online or otherwise how you might feel about some of the situations, or to talk to your neighbors or friends,
Where's
okay?
that gonna be,
Well,
tentative, I mean,
tentative would be, you're standing in Kansas, which direction's north?
North,
Okay, and you draw a cone kinda like this, up into the county.
northeast.
Northeast. The other one is you're standing north of Chrisman, and you're kinda looking like this,
Northeast.
into Vermillion County, okay? That
Um,
gives you a general idea of where they're looking.
We're basically looking at updating the policies we have.
Correct.
When we get to that for a study session,
Yes?
I think we might be smart to kind of publicize it a little bit, cause I think there are gonna be a few people that would be interested in being here and just
yeah.
seeing what the proposals are gonna be.
Well, and I think we should be very
Yeah,
open and
right.
transparent about what we're doing, and not rush into making, well, it's gonna be 500 feet, or it's gonna be 800. You know, we
Yeah.
need to take some time and,
No, exactly, I'm just saying, you know, we need a little bit of lead time before we discuss it, so we
Right.
can.
I'm thinking
Let
maybe
it
a
be
month or
known.
two at least.
Yeah.
Okay?
Is only the, landowners get compensated, or does the county, like, would we
Yes.
get any money
Yes.
from having a wind farm?
Yes.
Okay.
It adds to the taxable
That might be
value.
a reason why you might publicize, you know,
Well-
if we vote for it, the county's gonna get $200,000, and I
Well.
can see why they would say, go ahead and do it.
Yeah, there's certain, and remember the Farm Bureau was gonna have a meeting, the snow got that canceled. So they're gonna reset up just a general meeting, a fact meeting for it. And once that happens, which I'm assuming is gonna happen sometime in January, people will probably form more ideas, and for us to modify our decisions or our policy before that happens would probably be not wise. I think everybody that has as much information as they can
I
get,
think there's a lot of
is-
misconceptions on wind farms too,
well, it happens both ways, so.
both ways, right?
Yeah, so yes, there's a siting fee for each tower in most policies. They have what's known as primary facilities or structures, which include homes, houses, churches, schools, all that. Then there's
Height also, right? Height. and
well, height would control how close it was to roads, property lines and so forth. All that needs to be looked at. The siting, we right now have a $1,000 fee for siting each structure. Most counties are 2,500. So, I mean, these are things we all need to take into consideration, and how our neighbors and our constituents feel about it, okay? Nobody has committed anything to anybody except that we're open-minded about it, okay? So, at any rate.
What companies wanting to put them in?
Well, LCE, LCE was one of them, but they've sold recently. I don't know whether you remember, but when we were talking in the early, 11, 12, we had a company, and I think it sold 3 different times while we were talking to them, so it's hard to tell, but they have made contact, and they are out talking to farmers about structures. And I want to remind you, they do not, nor can they get eminent domain.
Yeah,
So
that's-
it is strictly whether they can deal with the ag community in order to support it, okay? And what's critical for us also is to make sure, and we've learned a lot with dealing with Ameren, is that we have a road use policy that is extremely, I don't wanna say favorable, but protects the townships and the county from any issues that might have in case we need to do it. Also, in order to give final approval to it, it doesn't take a simple majority, it takes 5 of 7 to approve it, just to drop little things on you.
To approve the policy. Okay.
No, to approve the actual siting.
Oh,
In other
okay.
words, giving the company we've got all the application in, they've done everything. In order to final approve it, it takes 5 votes out of 7.
Okay.
I just wanna make sure that, it's a slightly, well, it's a higher bar to approve that, okay?
Is that how it is under the policy currently? Cause I'm not as familiar with the policy we have as I should be, and
It's there
I'm not
now.
gonna study it now.
I can't tell you whether that's the state also has minimums,
Okay,
okay? And that may be one of the minimums with the state,
okay.
okay? They have recently taken out municipalities and townships used to have responsibility and jurisdiction over wind farms. The state legislature and the governor took that away from all local cities. Counties are now the only ones that have any jurisdiction over it. But we'll get into it, and everybody's got to feel comfortable what we're going to do one way or the other, okay? So I wanted to make sure you knew about that, and there was no sense in rushing in and we've got to set up a committee here, which also includes the state's attorney, assessor, maybe the clerk, whoever would also serve on a committee along with three board members, okay? So we need to do that. Oh, the health department, because of the health issues, she definitely should be, okay? Anything else to come before? Yes, sir.
Talked to the couple that bought the house on Wood Street, once has fallen in with the tree on it. They, number one, didn't realize it's in the county, not in the city. Number two, I asked them what they're gonna do with it. Well, they're gonna put up a 2-car garage. According to policy of the county, you cannot put up a garage unless you have a house on it. But I don't know if that's true or not.
Well, you know who you need to ask?
Who?
Right next door,
Okay, all right, good.
okay?
Okay.
That's who,
And I got my cats, I already got one cat moved, but I'm working on the rest of them.
you want us to call a moratorium on everything so you can get the cats out?
I
I'm
told her
just
that.
kidding.
I told the lady, I said, no, you let me know before you start tearing down that house.
Yeah.
I get my cats moved somewhere.
No, Aaron can tell you
Okay,
about
good.
setbacks and what's permissible under what limited amount of authority that we have,
All right.
okay?
I told her I didn't know, I'd check on
That's fine,
it.
and I don't know offhand, okay,
Okay.
so. There's a lot of things I don't know,
We
Phil.
noticed that.
Better to be that way.
Yeah, all right.
Listen.
Can't get yourself
Anything
in
going
trouble.
on a smart watch? And then-
Yes, they've reserved dates, I think we've got it, Augie and I both have talked about it, actually Andy he's asked to be the lead. So he's, stepped into the breach and is gonna do the reporting and attend the meetings. I think the next one's the 9th. Is that
Yes.
something? Okay,
Yes.
so he's in the loop. If anybody else wants to step into the breach along with Andy, we'll accept that, the deal if you want.
Now, if I may, John, more specifically, they have put weather stripping around the doors and wherever else they can find it where it needs it at the courthouse. I can tell you that.
They've been to the jail, they've been out the animal shelter and, as,
Yeah, it's good.
Did
Okay.
they do anything with the ESDA door? I was out there
Yeah.
last week
5
and
years.
I didn't realize that door didn't open and
Oh,
close well.
We
And
had that problem for what, 4 years now?
told them that when
More than
Smart
that.
Watt
Yeah.
was putting weather stripping up, maybe they can.
They were also gonna do the insulation too. They had a small person that was gonna.
No, I did that.
Oh, did you do
Yeah,
that?
you do it?
All
Good.
4 rolls of it for,
Okay,
so, you know, there's still probably 2/3 of the
Yeah.
roof that could use more
So we
insulation
can
out
put it
there.
in it.
We can get it.
You know what? In all honesty, after being in the rafters of that building, and I don't know if you want this in the paper, Gary, I
Well,
wouldn't
remember
put
it's
too
on-
damn much insulation in that building because the whole thing could fall down pretty easy. It's really not built very well.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all public record.
Well, he's on the camera.
Oh, good.
Anything else, Carl? Do you have anything?
Nope.
Guys, thank you. I know this has been kind of a horrendous meeting, but
That's, we needed to know some of these things.
we needed to know some of these things. If nothing would, if nothing would, prevent,
That's a good word to describe it.
I mean, it was all about lawsuits, so no actions were taken. We're just doing the best we can. Gary.
Informational.
Hope you don't get the flu, I had the flu over the weekend.
No, I'm just getting over it, thank you.
No, good on
Augie, do
me.
you have anything you wanted to add?
Not that I can think of now. Other
Motion
than
to adjourn?
Merry Christmas.
Thanks for the,
All motion.
Second.
John moves,
Yeah,
Phil
well,
seconds,
you know.
all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Merry Christmas, guys.
Oh, oh, oh.